Good evening, everyone. For those that are utilizing ASL interpreters this evening, today we are joined by Ali Zilg and Mike Abadios. If you are utilizing video, you can pin their video and instructions will be in the chat. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome. My name is Arva Rice. I use she, her pronouns, and I am the interim chair of the Civilian Complaint Review Board. I would like to call the CCRB's August public meeting to order. Would the rest of the board members like to introduce themselves, starting with?
Good afternoon. My name is Joseph Puma. I'm the Manhattan City Council designee to the board, and I live in the Lower East Side. And I go by he, him pronouns.
My name is Corrine Irish. I am a mayoral appointee and live in Harlem.
Hi, my name is Herman Merritt. I'm a Brooklyn City Council appointee, and my pronouns are he and him.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Michael Rivadeneira. I am a city council designee hailing from the Bronx, and my pronouns are he and him.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is A.U. Hogan. I'm a city council appointee from Queens, South Jamaica.
Thank you. And if we can have those folks who are joining us virtually, starting with Erica, introduce yourself, please.
Good afternoon, all. My name is Erica Bond. I'm a mayoral appointee, and I live in Brooklyn. She, her pronouns.
Siegel, can you hear us?
Yes. Hi, Arva. John Siegel. I'm a mayoral appointee. I'm out of town and so appearing virtually for this meeting.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Mr. Freeman? Willie, I believe you're muted. Can you try again?
My name is Willie Freeman, Police Commissioner Designee.
Thank you. Thank you. I do not believe we have a quorum to approve the minutes, so if we do, I will come back to it. This summer, the CCRB has been lucky enough to host 13 interns from the Summer Youth Employment Program, SYEP, partnered with a variety of programs to connect students to city agencies, including the Department of Youth and Community Development's Ladders for Leaders program, which focuses on increasing access to internships and mentorships, and the Manhattan Transition and College Access Center, which supports students transition out of high school. This summer is the agency's busiest time of year, and the interns have been instrumental in helping our outreach team connect with the community. Just in the last month, the outreach team has participated in over 60 events and presentations. One of the biggest projects the interns worked on was the CCRB's partnership with Breaking Ground. Breaking Ground, a nonprofit organization that provides programs and services for those experiencing street homelessness. Through the CCRB's Block by Block program, whose outreach coordinators canvass neighborhoods throughout the city, the outreach team noted the vast needs of people experiencing street homelessness that were not being met. Led by Outreach Director Jahai Rose, the outreach team partnered with Breaking Ground to inform these New Yorkers about their rights when interacting with police officers, and started an agency-wide drive to collect essential hygienic products to help Breaking Ground with their efforts. Thank you to all the CCRB employees who were part of this effort, and to the interns who have worked incredibly hard this summer. I also want to highlight our Civilian Assistance Unit, a team that provides critical trauma-informed support for victims who have filed complaints with the CCRB. The CAU has just received a $500,000 grant funded by the Federal Victim of Crime Act of 1984 to be used over the next 3 years. This will effectively double the size of the CAU, placing an increased focus on the mental health and well-being of civilians navigating the CCRB complaint process. The agency hopes CAU can continue to grow so CCRB can better serve all victims of police misconduct. Before passing to Executive Director John Darsh, I would like to inform any board members who wish to discuss the proposed rule changes may do so when we bring up old business from the July board meeting. Thank you. John?
Thank you, Chair Rice. I want to apologize for not being there in person today, but I've been testing positive for COVID. The CCRB is looking to hire qualified investigators to bring in the best talent. We will now be hosting monthly information sessions for prospective employees on how to apply, how to prepare for an interview, and just general career guidance about working at the CCRB. The next information session will take place next Wednesday, August 17th at 5 p.m. and it will be on WebEx. If you'd like to register for the event, please email careers@ccrb.nyc.gov. The Administrative Prosecution Unit is also hiring. The APU is one of the CCRB's core teams. We currently have openings for several prosecutors. The APU handles the most serious cases of misconduct and oftentimes tries them before an administrative law judge at One Police Plaza. The CCRB is continuing to work on the protest report. We hope to have it out in the fall. Our office is open for walk-in complaints, but it is also possible to file complaints online at nyc.gov/CCRB complaint. That is nyc.gov/CCRB by telephone at 1-800-341-2272 or by dialing 311. If anyone at the board meeting wishes to file a complaint tonight, we have 2 investigators on hand, Colson Smith and Aliana Bihar. So they'll be there to handle complaints if people have them today. One ground rule for this afternoon, or excuse me, 2 ground rules for this afternoon. In the public session, please use the raise the hand feature if you are online and would like to make a comment. And whether you are online or in person, please limit your comments to 4 minutes. And I would like to thank the members of the public for participating and the staff for their hard work.
Thank you. Does anyone have any questions of our executive director? Any members of the board have any questions of our executive director at this time?
Hope you feel better soon, John.
I appreciate that.
All right. No one else? Okay, we're going to have a presentation from our Director of Outreach, Yahai Rose.
Hello, good afternoon. Thank you all very much for joining us today. Thank you very much, Chair Rice. Just wanted to see if you could see my screen. Thank you all very much for joining the CCRB's monthly board meeting. As you may know, the Civilian Complaint Review Board is the nation's largest independent oversight entity governing the oversight over the largest police force in the country. The CCRB investigates, mediates, and prosecutes complaints of misconduct against members of the NYPD. You've met a few of our board members. Our agency is governed by a 15-member board. 5 seats are appointed by the mayor. 5 are appointed by the New York City Council. 3 are designated by the police commissioner. 1 is appointed by the public advocate, and the chair is jointly appointed by the mayor and the city council. The CCRB can investigate allegations of police misconduct. Our jurisdiction could be a law that was put into effect in October 2018 and impacts police officers process when it comes to searches, frisks, sobriety checkpoints, and other types of encounters. This includes officers identifying themselves under certain circumstances, providing a name and other identifying information such as rank, command, and shield number, with some exceptions explaining the purpose of the interaction, informing you of your right to say no when asking for your consent to search someone's person, property, vehicle, and or home. And officers under certain circumstances are required to offer a business card that has the officer's information, which explains also how to file a comment and or complaint about the interaction with that officer. Our Executive Director, Jonathan Darsh, mentioned there are a few different ways to file a report to the CCRB or file a complaint with the CCRB. The easiest way is by going onto our website at nyc.gov/CCRB complaint. You can also call the CCRB's hotline at 1-800-341-CCRB or 1-800-341-2272. Remember, if you see footage of misconduct on social media or in the news, you can file a complaint. You don't have to be there in person. Common tagline would be at CCRB_NYC. Other ways to file a complaint include calling 311. You could also come to our office at 100 Church Street on the 10th floor. You could direct message or DM the CCRB on precinct or any local police precinct. It does not have to be within the confines of the precinct where the encounter took place. If you'd like to request an outreach presentation for your friends, family, neighborhood, community organizations, you can feel free to email us at outreach@ccrb.nyc.gov. Also, you can feel free to follow us online on social media, on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. Thank you very much, Chair Rice.
Thank you. Does anybody have any questions for our Director of Outreach? Any questions for Jahai? Okay. Those in the room, come to the podium, please.
Hello, good afternoon. Good evening. I heard early, my name is Malik. This is my first time here, so I just wanted to get a clear idea of what is going on. So I'm kind of interested already. So, yeah, so my question was earlier, I heard something about 500,000 budget allocated to help you solve complaints against police officers, something like that. So I just wanted you to clarify a little bit onto that. Or maybe I got it, I didn't.
A complaint, and so helping them to provide support services around mental health or other issues that they might be going through. So it's a comprehensive way of supporting those who have filed a complaint, and so it was a grant that the organization received. Jonathan, did you want to expand on that?
I can't, even if I wanted to, because that was perfect.
Anyone else make a comment? Yahira, do you have anyone online who would like to make a comment? Hello, we can hear you, Mr.
Can't hear
Fisher.
anything. Hello?
Hello, we can hear you.
Oh, okay. How you doing? That sound very low. I can't really hear anybody. Hello. My name is Guy Fisher. This is my maybe I think this is my second time speaking at the CCRB board. My first time was maybe 3 years ago. Um, I'm speaking from a perspective of I live in real time. Um, or something because I've been living like I said, I've been living in Harlem all my life, and I've never seen an officer do that. Plus, as a black man living in this place, you know, we take it on the FaceTime of, listen, every day I go to work, I have to watch out for gang members, violent homeless, the right wing radicals, and police officers. And it's a nerve wracking time to go to work. And sometimes when I'm standing there and you're looking around, officers come up, what are you doing? Why are you looking around like that? And it's like I'm protecting my life. Like, I'm trying. And not worry about the police trying to shoot you or arrest you or do something to you. In my question, this is funny.
Okay.
This virtual thing, I can't really express.
For your question, if I heard you correctly, there was the one that was concretely about how do you ask for a business card for a police officer if you don't have a positive relationship, a strong relationship with a police officer.
I cannot hear you
especially if
guys.
you're dealing with some of the other difficult circumstances that are already happening.
I could hear him perfectly. I believe everyone else could hear him perfectly. I don't know what's wrong with his volume, and we should reach out to him. But the truth is, you are under no obligation to get an officer's information in order to file a complaint. One of the things the CCRB is good at is, generally speaking, if you have an encounter with the police and you file a complaint with this agency, we can find out arrested. Uh, and so the and they have actually, when they are stopping you, they have an obligation to offer you a business. But that does not mean you have to request it in order to file a complaint with this agency.
Thank you. Yohira, who's next on the list?
I just wanted to add a little bit
the car that they're driving or their license plate. That's helpful information that can help us figure out, identify the officer, and also just, having a good description can help identify the officer. So in the best of circumstances, the officer will be using their body-worn camera equipment properly, be giving that identifying information if asked, but if not, the
Not on, the obligation is not on the civilian to identify the officers involved. That is the job of this agency, and we embrace the challenge. If you have a situation where you don't have the name and shield number of the officer.
Thank you. Thank you for that clarification. Yahira, who's next?
Thank you, Chair. Next, we'll be hearing from Ellen Treywick.
Mother of Kowalski Treywick. Kowalski, my son, was killed on April 14, 2019 by NYPD Brandon Thompson and Herbert Davis. It's been over 3 years now, and we still haven't gotten any kind of justice, or nobody has been held accountable for taking Kowalski's life. We have been talking with the NYPD and the DA have not at all tried to assist my family with this situation, and it's really sad that Kowalski's life was taken in his own home, and nobody is being held accountable for it. We've been trying to get this trial set since, well, it's been a year since the CCRB had found misconduct with these 2 officers, but they had been promising that they was gonna try to get it. But it's just been a very tough time for us right now. And back in June, this, they had promised us that they would try to get it on the calendar in July, but they haven't gotten on the calendar yet. We expected this from the NYPD, the police union, to drag their feet, but we just thought that the CCRB would try to move this process along quicker than it has been going. And my family and I are demanding, that the CCRB schedule the first court conference, as early as September, because we really want to have some kind of justice for Kowalski. Um, it's just been a rough time for us. I'm sorry. Um,
There's no need to apologize.
yeah. Um, and I'm kind of nervous too. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, we just want to get some kind of accountability for the murder of our son, and we're hoping that the CCRB would help us. They said that they were making it their priority to get it scheduled for a trial, but nothing has happened yet. And like it's been over 3 years, and my family and I, we are patiently waiting, but it's just getting hard to deal with the fact that nothing is happening.
Trawick, I want to thank you for taking the time to come and speak to us this evening. I don't even have the words to express to you my condolences for the loss of your son, Kowalski, and that his life was taken at a young age, and the commitment that you have heard from the organization to prioritize this case is one that we share as a board, and holding us accountable is what you should do. So thank you for bringing your thoughts to us directly today. And I'm going to ask John to speak to you as much as he can, because it's an open case, but as much as he can about where we are as an organization. But thank you again. And my sincere condolences on behalf of not only myself, but the entire board for the loss and the murder of your son.
Thank you.
I echo the chair when I express my condolences to you and your family, Ms. Kowalski, Ms. Trawick, and we've had conversations in the past, and I know how urgent it is to get this case for an administrative law judge, for the deputy commissioner of trials, so that the evidence can be presented and the public can see what happened. And I know that is a priority for your family, and I can assure you it's a priority for this agency. And your message is received about getting the case calendared in September.
Thank you.
Does anyone else have anything? No? Okay. All right, thank you again. Yohaira, do you have anyone else on the list?
Thank you, Chair. That concludes our public session. I would like to thank the offices of Councilmember Williams, the District Attorney's Office, the Manhattan District Attorney's Office, Assemblymember Catherine Nolan's staff, Assemblymember Brad Holman, and also the Brooklyn District Attorney's staff as well.
We do have another gentleman who has joined us for the public session, and so if you wanted to step to the microphone, sir, we would like.
Put your hand on everything. I have everything. Just my hand is out, baby. All right, I just handed out information that I'm being followed around by a terrorist organization that keeps attacking me. I guess I put in a line in 2013 that I'm being followed around. In 2015, I was assaulted by law enforcement in Chicago. So this terrorist organization is following me around, turning out to be corrupt people in law enforcement. Again, I was attacked in 2000.
Thanks for interrupting. Tell us your name again.
Andrew. All right. All right. So I was attacked. I filed a complaint. I sent several emails to Jonathan Dodgy. I sent the registered letter. I got no answer except for the registered letter. And like the answer I received, I mentioned just a case in 2018, but I mentioned nothing about the current case that I found about how the law enforcement had thrown me in the site work against my will on March 5th, because I asked them to reopen the case from March 18th, September 18th to September 4, 2018, and also for March 5th, 2020. Law enforcement keeps attacking me and doing me the site work against my will for no reason. So again, I'm showing evidence. I put this online in 2013. This terrorist organization followed me around. 2015, I was assaulted by law enforcement in Chicago. I filed a complaint with COPA, like the CCRB. They did nothing. I filed a complaint here in 2018. They did nothing. So this terrorist organization keeps following me around. So I found like a newspaper clipping is by the New York Times, which you mentioned this guy named Terry. He says that I help destroy people. And how does he do that? According to the court case, this is called Socialist Workers Party versus the Attorney General. Law enforcement make people homeless and get people fired from their jobs. They like to attack people. Anybody who calls them terrorists, the councilwoman calling terrorists fired. Mayor Aja Brown also fired for calling out law enforcement's terrorism. Colin Kaepernick, a football player, fired. So there's this terrorist organization that's running around getting people fired from their jobs, making people homeless. So these people, a couple of people in law enforcement, are attacking me each and every day. I file complaints, and so far nothing's happening. I came here 2 months ago, nothing happened, so I came back again. Again, I gave the evidence there inside the folders. You guys have all the evidence. Adrian Schoolcraft, they claim, NYPD, New York City Police Department, claimed that he was crazy because he had evidence against him. Like me, I have evidence against a couple of people in law enforcement. So then when they tossed me and him inside the sidewalk, they claim that we're crazy. And according to the newspaper, which is inside the folder, when you tossed in the sidewalk, you can't go to court because law enforcement is too scared to have you come to court and testify against them. That's the reason why law enforcement tossed you inside the sidewalk. They're too scared. So Adrian Schoolcraft, police officer, Gomez, she also was tossed inside the sidewalk. So people that have evidence against them, they seem to be afraid, to testify in court. So that's all in the documents that I gave you. And the court case I mentioned, Socialist Workers Party versus the Attorney General, when I mentioned that on the radio, it's shut down. Now, I wonder who shut them down. Maybe the post office. Maybe Macy's shut them down. Law enforcement making people homeless and getting people fired from their jobs. Now, so I still want something to be done about these people who are attacking me and terrorizing me. They have no right to attack me. They have no right to get me fired from my job, which I gave you the documents. They have no right to make me homeless and to follow me around. That's what they do to people.
We're at the close of your time for your statement, and we heard your statement. Is there any specific question that you wanted to ask of us this evening?
Well, I want the terrorism to stop. So,
yes.
So, number one, I would like the investigations, like I sent to Jonathan Durgee, and the emails that I got no response. Something to be done. Because I have the evidence that they had attacked me. They took down the cameras off the door, which is in the documents, and I want an investigation to be done about why they keep tossing me inside the sidewalk against my will.
Okay.
This is called terrorism.
Understood. Thank you.
And the definition is inside the documents, terrorism. That's crazy. They're supposed to protect us, not to terrorize us.
Understood. Thank you for your statement. I do remember your being with us before. And so, Jonathan, I believe that we referred Mr. Andrew to an investigator at that time. Is that correct?
That is correct. Madam Chair, if you could hold on to the paperwork that was provided, I will check into the case and find out what the status is and report back at the next board meeting, as well as making sure someone reaches out.
Make sure that they keep a copy, because but I have a flyer here, law enforcement making people homeless and getting people fired from their jobs. Okay. It's a list of several people, Colin Kaepernick, others have been fired, Councilman calling cops terrorists, fired. It's crazy.
Thank you. I will make sure that this gets to our executive director.
Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Andrew, for your comments today.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
If you see me in another countries,
Okay. Hearing none, do we have any new business to come before the board? Any new business? No? Okay. Hearing none, I'm going to move now that we break into executive session. The agenda for executive session is the board will receive an update from the general counsel on litigation, and the executive director will discuss the following two items.
So moved. So moved.
And can I have a second?
Second.
Okay, all those in favor of accepting the board minutes for the July board meeting as presented, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, terrific. And then I just wanted to go back to old business specifically and just to ask if anyone had any comments or questions on the rules. That was the discussion that we started last month, and I wanted to specifically ask under old business if anyone had any comments or questions on the on pending personnel actions and a reminder of mandatory trainings. Do I have a motion to move into executive session? So moved. Second?
Second.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
All right, and the August board meeting is at conclusion. The executive committee, moving into executive session. Thank you.